Hello everyone. I will now be showcasing to you my presentation titled Threats to the Last Ecological Frontiers of the Philippine Eagle, utilizing online databases and graphic designing tools for advocacy communication. Now, a short background of the speaker. My name is Allen Glen Gil, a current MS in Environmental Science student at UPLB, and I recently graduated my BS in Agricultural Engineering at the Visayas State University, and I am the co-founder of various youth organizations, which are Youth Leaders for Environmental Action Federation, Tabang PH, and Plus Fun. I am also an environmental educator, climate activist, and a sustainable development advocate. Now, the Philippine eagle, or Pithecia jeffreyi, is the world's rarest and largest eagle that can only be found in the Philippines. They inhabit primary dipterocarp forests, particularly in steep terrain, and sometimes frequenting secondary growth and gallery forests of eastern Luzon, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao. The Philippine eagle is critically endangered and is in rapid decline due to massive and extensive habitat loss. There are only 250 to 750 individuals with around 90 to 250 breeding pairs in the wild. Forest destruction and fragmentation through commercial timber extraction and thrifting cultivation is considered as the main long-term threat to the species. The Philippine eagle is the country's national bird, and it bears a culturally significant symbol that inspires strength, courage, and resilience among Filipinos. However, ironically, its ecology and conservation status is poorly understood by the very people who take pride in it. And national government leaders and decision makers also fail to spearhead concrete, long-term, and holistic solutions in the conservation of the Philippine eagles. And regional and local government unit leaders who are situated within the Philippine eagles' distribution range also fail to create comprehensive localized programs that aim towards the protection of these majestic eagles. Hence, there is a need to create a graphic map that visually depicts the Philippine eagles' most important habitats and ecologically crucial frontiers across the country, as well as the pressures that threaten it. This map will also promote better understanding of the Philippine eagles' ecology and distribution, as well as determine the threats and opportunities for future conservation. Now, what are the data sets used? So first is the Philippine eagle distribution range, which was used as a boundary for the prevalence of the Philippine eagle. Next is the global land cover, which is used to identify the tropical broadleaf deciduous forests where the Philippine eagles live. Next is the ecoregions dataset, which was used to identify the Luzon and Mindanao montane rainforests that prevail in very high elevations, which are generally more preferred by the Philippine eagles. Next is the intact forest landscapes datasets, which are basically forest areas which exhibit no remotely detected signs of human activity or habitat fragmentation and is large enough to maintain all native biological diversity. And this is one of the most ecologically important landscapes for Philippine eagles. Next, we have the tree cover loss datasets from 2001 to 2019, and this shows the year-by-year tree cover loss defined as stand level replacement of vegetation greater than 5 meters. And according to several studies, in the Philippines, there are 5 main dominant drivers for tree cover loss, which are commodity-driven deforestation, shifting agriculture, forestry, wildfires, and urbanization. Lastly is the Philippine eagle sighting datasets from the DENR, which showcases the recent sightings of the eagles across the country. Now, where were these datasets extracted? First, we have the UN Biodiversity Lab, which you can access at www.unbiodiversitylab.org. And basically, they are an online platform that allows policymakers and their partners to access global data layers to provide key information on the IG biodiversity targets as well as nature-based sustainable development goals. This is a screenshot of the UN Biodiversity Lab online platform, and in the left you can see themes that you can turn on, and then it will show the available datasets for those themes. And in the right you can see the map of the Philippines of which the data sets are showcased. Next, I also use the Global Forest Watch online platform, which you can access at www.globalforestwatch.org. And they're basically an online platform that provides data and tools for monitoring forests. Here is a screenshot of their platform, and they're basically the same as the UN Biodiversity Laboratory, but they focus more on forests. Next, I utilized BirdLife International's datasets, which can be accessed at www.datazone.birdlife.org. And they are an international organization focusing on the conservation of bird species. And I utilized their portal to get the distribution range of the Philippine eagle. So here is a screenshot of their portal. Next, I also used the Geoportal Philippines, which can be accessed at www.geoportal.gov.ph, and they provide Philippine geospatial data and services. Here's a screenshot of their portal, and I used this portal to extract the Philippine eagle sightings across the country. So moving on to the graphic designing software it's used. So I used Affinity Designer in making my map. However, Adobe Illustrator is also preferable. So now the two of these programs are more preferred because these two programs are vector-based, and the elements that you create in these two softwares can be scaled up or down without losing their quality because they are vector-based. However, you can also use Adobe Photoshop or CorelDRAW, but they are pixel-based, which means that when you scale them, they tend to get pixelated and they will lose their quality. So you can use Photoshop or CorelDRAW, but I highly suggest to use Affinity Designer or Adobe Illustrator. Now here is the main or the final output of the map making. You may pause this video to take a look at the map and read the legends. So basically, the darker the greens, the more ecologically important it is for the Philippine eagles. And the larger the yellow or the oranges, it indicates the occurrence of tree cover loss of those important ecological areas for the Philippine eagles. Moving on to the map interpretation, in the Luzon area, the Sierra Madre mountain range, which is a crucial landscape for Philippine eagles, is experiencing fragmented tree cover loss in both of its deciduous forests and montane rainforests. The edges of intact forest landscapes in Luzon are also experiencing slight tree cover loss. Next, despite lacking montane rainforests, Philippine eagles still inhabit the deciduous forests of Samar, particularly within the Samar Island National Park. The Samar Island National Park is the country's largest terrestrial protected area, and it is also experiencing widespread tree cover loss, as you can see in the photo at the right. Next, we have the Mindanao area, and vast areas of the deciduous forests and montane rainforests of eastern Mindanao are experiencing widespread tree cover loss, especially in locations with numerous Philippine eagle sightings. And the rest of the montane rainforests of Mindanao also have occurrences of tree cover loss. So in conclusion, there are extensive occurrences of tree cover loss in key ecological habitats for Philippine eagles across the country. And in Mindanao, where majority of the Philippine eagle population is situated in, its deciduous forests and montane rainforests depict extensive and very widespread tree cover loss. Next, the key ecological Philippine eagle habitats in Luzon, Samar, and Leyte also showcases the proliferation of distributed and fragmented tree cover loss, especially in the Sierra Madre mountain range and in the Samar Island National Park. Lastly, for the Mapa para sa lahat portion, through this map, there's a proof that mapping for advocacy communication doesn't require expertise in relatively advanced technological software like QGIS and ArcGIS, and graphic designers who have extensive skills in simplified data visualization for public use can be great map makers. Now, by promoting the use of common designing programs such as Affinity Designers, Illustrator, and Photoshop, we can make map making more accessible and more exclusive or inclusive to Filipinos. Thank you so much for my presentation and have a great day.